Right, hello everyone, welcome back to the second half Watchalong. I am joined here by Simone.
Yeah, hello.
Mate, you have to speak louder if you want to be heard.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hello, I'm Simone, as Monty said.
I'm
So I'm here to commentate with him.
Yeah. So, second half Watchalong. I am joined here by Simone.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, don't worry, people can hear you. The people can hear you, that's a good thing. So what's your prediction for this game? Score?
For me, it's 4-0. 4-0.
And have you been watching the game so far, or what?
No, I've been watching your live stream.
Okay, so you basically know what's been happening.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
More or less. So obviously you're a football fan and you follow football closely, right?
Yes, I do.
Would you say that if Manchester City, if Newcastle rather, no, so what do you think Eddie Howe said to the Newcastle players in the dressing room at halftime?
He probably would have said to keep the high press, like that, they can win the ball and score somehow. But yeah, that's probably what he would be saying to his Newcastle players, to keep the high press to them, because they'll rush the ball and put them in a difficult situation. But Man City can handle that probably, but depends.
And, speaking of the high press, because they were pressing so high, Joe Linton managed to win the ball from Ruben Diaz. Where do you think Newcastle are going to finish this year?
Oh, well, they will finish 15th, 16th.
So you don't think they're going to get relegated?
No, because there's some teams that are doing not very well this season, but some other people are.
Yeah, no. That is pretty true. But look, who do you think? Do you think that Chelsea are a team that can be competitive for the Premier League title this year?
Yeah, they can. They can be very competitive, especially Liverpool and Chelsea would go up against each other, going for the league title. That's like it could be one of the best seasons we can see so far.
So obviously with do you think that I think personally that Manchester City I personally think that Manchester City are not going to be competitive enough for the title because reasons. I mean the thing is, people, a lot of teams are starting to beat Pep a lot. Like Wolves beat Pep 2-0 every single time. So, I mean, do you think that City are still available to sort of nick the title, or?
It's unless how they play. Because they have a lot of bad games. So they must react now. Otherwise, they will never actually get into the Champions League or not, or they will never come first.
That's true. I don't know if you sort of paid attention to him, but what's your opinion on Hakim Ziyech?
Hakim Ziyech, the right wing.
Yeah.
Chelsea. For me, he's doing all right, but not like he's doing in Ajax. In Ajax, he was a complete competitor. He done clean passes, but in Chelsea, we hardly get to see him.
Definitely, most definitely. I mean, more or less, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I mean, look, it's, I really don't know. I mean, I think Ziyech was a brilliant player when he was at Chelsea. And
Ajax.
no, not Chelsea. Yeah, Ajax. Thank you. When he was at Ajax, and I felt like he was better developed there.
Yeah, definitely.
But I sort of think that when Frank Lampard was spending that 200 million, I think Ziyech was a waste of money.
That was such a waste of money.
And a cross sent in by Kevin De Bruyne, and Jesus headed it to the back post. And Raheem Sterling headed it to the back post. Jesus headed it, but a fantastic save by Martin Dubravka. I personally think, though, that I think it's going to either end. My score prediction is going to be 3-0 to Man City.
Yeah, but 3-0 is low for Man City. Because they're going to keep on attacking. Because Raheem Sterling on the back post, it's going to be difficult for Newcastle to defend. So Newcastle have a lot to figure out in the second half. What's Man City's tactics, what they're going to do next, every single cross, what happens. Because it's always Raheem Sterling that waits for the ball to go across when everybody misses it or something.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
I saw Raheem Sterling always at the back post to header it back in or to pass it back in for De Bruyne, Jesus, and stuff.
So obviously, look, I think, look, I think that Newcastle are they were more or less a really, really good team, and I think under Steve Bruce they weren't really getting anywhere. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
So at the moment there's like a lot of speculation around Sterling leaving Manchester City. What would you think of that?
That would be an absolute shame because Raheem Sterling is a good player, but they need a proper left wing, not Grealish. Grealish is not good enough.
Personally, I think Grealish has actually got better since he's gone to City, and I think I feel like people remember him more recognised him more when he was at Aston Villa rather than now when he's at Man City.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because Aston Villa used to be an absolute show. Now at Man City, he looks like a normal player, like a casual, nothing special.
I mean, now let's have a look. Stevie G's in charge of Villa, right? So he's brought in this set of fantastic players.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's brought out this set of fantastic players. And do you think if Jackie G stayed, then they could potentially have been a more powerful, consistent unit?
Yeah, Steven Gerrard would have taught him much more than he went to Man City. Man City doesn't really. They're like a high quality team, and Aston Villa are like a medium.
Yeah, but I think personally now this year that by the way, Gabriel Jesus got knocked down from a long defensive kick. He's on the floor in pain. I mean, he's Brazilian, so naturally he's gonna dive, right? So I mean, what can I say? But look, I think as much as Jack Grealish has improved at City, I definitely think that he would have been more recognised, and he would have been more sort of, how do you say, he would have had more pedigree at Aston Villa than he does now.
Yeah.
Look, so it's both sides come out unchanged. 55 minutes in, Jamal Lascelles and Gabriel Jesus exchanging a few words. Still 2-0 to Manchester City. No substitutions made yet. Martin Atkinson with a drop ball to Jamal Lascelles, who passes it back to Dubravka. So do you think that Eddie Howe, if you were Eddie Howe in the second half, in the second half, what would you say? What would you be saying?
I would be saying like to get a high line mostly. Because really, City like playing long balls. Have you seen in a lot of matches they do a couple of long balls in behind players to make them go into a counter very quickly. So they'll rather keep a high line and then sometimes press really high when someone has a bad touch or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. I'll definitely agree with that. But look, I think that well, personally, I think that I have to get clear this, right. Do you think that Alan San Maximan, if he was to go to a different club, which club would he go to? Would he be most suitable for?
Good question. Arsenal.
Arsenal. You think if Alan San Maximan went somewhere, he would go to Arsenal?
Yeah. Speed on the pace. Pace on the wing, absolutely unstoppable.
Look. No. You know what? I'll give you that. I think that is 100% fair enough. Look, but I think that if San Maximan wanted to improve, I think that he would go to a place like. I think if he wanted to win trophies, he would go to a place like PSG. Because I mean, look at the team they've got. He would suit in as he would maybe play as a sort of second striker, or perhaps he would even play as I don't know, not as a second striker, but perhaps he would even play as a cam or a winger.
But the problem is, they already have great players, and plus he's going to be on the bench for an injury, basically like Icardi. But he doesn't want to end up like that. So he'd rather play than staying on the bench for a good team. I'd rather play for a bad team, and I'd rather play on the bad team and play. But if I'm on a good team, I'm staying on the bench. You're not gonna succeed in your life.
Okay, now a fight is sparking between Aymeric Laporte and who was that? Was that Callum Wilson? Callum Wilson, exchange of words. Referee pauses match just to have a word have a word with both of them. Look, I know we don't talk about foreign football often on this channel. I mean we do on the usual evening Sunday shows. By the way, speaking of shows, everyone, from January 2022, we will be having 2 shows a week, one on Sunday and one on Friday. So, yeah, just to sort of up it, and during the summer and some weekends during summer, we will be February, we will be doing watchalongs. I mean, I don't know if England's going to go into lockdown, if the UK's going to go into lockdown or not. But yeah, look, do stay safe, people. Take your jabs. Do what the government tell you. But I think you should. Look, Simone, I know this is like a completely different topic to go on to, but if because of, well, this is still related to football, but if because so many matches are getting postponed, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that this could have a potential change in the outcome of the Premier League?
No, not really. Depends if it's an extremely good game and it's fighting for first and second, and yeah, it would be kind of a disappointment, and you needed to watch it the next day because I know the teams need to get prepared and stuff. It'll give them one more day to prepare, but still, the fans will be very frustrated with that, and they want to watch the game on this day.
Yeah, no. You know what? I will 100% agree with. Actually, no. I won't really agree with that as much because I don't actually know. I feel like if we, the thing is, right, because of COVID, I feel like this could have a potential it could have a potential change and a potential effect on the Premier League and how it's going to end. I think that Chelsea's games haven't been postponed. I think that the chances of them sort of trying to push for that Premier League title are much higher because they had that draw against Burnley and they dropped points in a few games.
Yeah, true.
Okay, quickly everyone. Substitution. Isaac Hayden comes off for Sean Longstaff. Substitution for Newcastle. So now obviously Eddie Howe taking off the centre mid and bringing on a central defensive mid. Simone, do you think that Eddie Howe was trying to bring on some defensive players just to steady the ship, and you know what? He'll go with a 2-0 or a 2-1 loss to Man City.
Yeah, he was definitely going to go for that because he's put the same man on with Willock and Isaac Hayden with Longstaff, and they probably try and say Max Man in a different position like that because they want to overload in the centre mids, so they're kind of struggling with that so far. So they need some pace players to come back if they lose the ball. They need to come back and help, like to come and tackle them, and then they go straight on the counter 2v1, 2v2, 2v1.
And City send in a cross, and it's cleared away. At the moment, Simone. Yes, sorry to cut you off, but at the moment, City are playing like very tiki-taka football. They're just quick 1-2s, just sort of moving up, moving backwards, moving forwards, through balls. Do you think that this was all part of Pep's plan, or? And it's 3-0 to Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne sends in a ball. Riyad Mahrez hits it in, but it was given for offside.
Offside, okay. Yeah, it should be counted as a goal, but it should be 3-0 right now. But still, because Newcastle playing 4-5-1.
No, he should. I think I've just seen a replay. I think he was on the side.
Yeah, that's an onside goal.
Yeah, he is onside because the nearest defender to it was given. It was given. I think at least that's what it said on the screen.
It says 3-0. It says 3-0.
Does it? Yeah, it's currently 2-0 on Sky Sports, but I don't know if Martin Atkinson. No, they're doing a VAR check. He's onside. So they've given the goal. 3-0 to Manchester City.
66th minute, Riyad Mahrez.
66th, 64th minute.
No, 66th for me.
Is it? Oh, your thing must be ahead. Yeah, 3-0 to Manchester City, but it was a brilliant piece of play. They just started out from the back, get it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne gets his head up and he crosses it in and he scores. Look, and Mahrez scores and he manages to get on the end of it. It's not De Bruyne, it's Zinchenko. I always get those two mixed up. But yeah, look, Riyad Mahrez, another goal for him in this season. Things are not looking good for Eddie Howe and Newcastle.
I know. So basically, I know Eddie Howe wanted to overload them in midfield to get when they lose possession, they wanted them to get in and do a 5v5 in midfield because there's Bernardo Silva. Probably one of them would go up to help because Bernardo Silva is usually a centre mid, isn't he? He'll go up to help, and then Rodrigo stays back to make a 6. So he decided to make a 5v5 to make those wingers to come in and stay compact without them going through the gaps, playing through. But at the scoreline right now, they're not doing that very well.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreline really tells you how Newcastle are playing at the moment.
They're not doing very well.
No.
So basically, Pep Guardiola's plan was to play through gaps that you can see because Kevin De Bruyne knows how to get onto the ball and Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I watched analyse that against Arsenal, there was always a middle gap you can see, and then the centre back, Laporte or Diaz, would pass into that gap, and then De Bruyne would turn. There's substitution, Rodrigo, for Fernandinho.
Yeah, Rodrigo for Fernandinho. Obviously, sorry, Simone, I'll just be right back. But you obviously keep on talking about the game.
Okay.
So it's a corner to Manchester City. yeah, you know what? Just sort of narrate what's going on. I mean, I think that Man City. Look, Newcastle are on the back foot. I'm going to go and have a look at the table in a minute. And Raheem Sterling gets the ball at the edge of the box. Man down for City. He's picked himself up. Riyad Mahrez back out. And oh! Ruben Diaz heads it just wide of the goal. Gabriel Jesus tries to get onto the end of it, but can't, and a fail.
Monty, the leaderboard is Manchester City first, Liverpool second, Chelsea third, Arsenal fourth, and West Ham fifth. And the rest are crap.
Yeah. Right, now Fernandinho has just come on. My thing's sort of a bit behind, but you know. Rodri comes off, Fernandinho on. Rodri's actually a centre mid. Do you think Fernandinho's a central defensive mid? Do you think he's brought Fernandinho on because, you know, he wants to sort of steady the ship a bit?
Yeah, because Rodrigo is better than whoever came on, Fernandez. Because if he's in the first lineup, because Fernandinho is not always in the first lineup, because it depends on someone who ever gets injured. He always goes in the first team, Rodrigo. So he's coming with a composure of calmness. So he put him on because he wanted calmness and composure. Nothing gonna happen. Keep possession, something like that.
Yeah, obviously, look, I'll agree with you. You know, Fernandinho is a very, very experienced person. You know, he played in the World Cup with Belgium. No, not Belgium, with Brazil. And yeah, look, he's quite experienced. He's been playing with City for a while, and yeah. Yeah, so 100%, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Look, so it's still 70 minutes in. Gabriel Jesus on the attack, and Raheem Sterling. Oh, and he messes up his header. Riyad Mahrez, rather. Riyad having a go at Raheem. But look, obviously they broke on the counter attack. Edison boots out to De Bruyne. De Bruyne sends a long ball to Jesus. Jesus in. Riyad Mahrez nearly scores. But look, I would have been really, really happy if, as a matter of fact, I would have been happy if Riyad Mahrez had sort of scored that, because it's a very well done. Now Ruben Diaz comes off for John Stones in the 70th minute.
Yep. Yeah, they put John Stones because John Stones, is a little bit old, so he put him on and probably keep the composure.
Yeah, obviously, look, John Stones is a fantastic defender, in my opinion, and Ruben Diaz, you know, another one. But I think primarily because John Stones has sort of played in a World Cup, he's progressed in a World Cup. He's come in second in the Euros. Not only has he got that club experience, but he's also got that international experience.
He's only played 5 matches and he scored 1 goal. And 3 for the UEFA Champions League. He played 3 matches, but he didn't get any goals there. But still, he actually has a good career. But now he's not playing that much because in 2019 there was an FA Community Shield and he only played 1 match of it, and he was on the bench for the whole time. But this season, they're more than expected, than us expected.
Yeah, look, obviously, I agree with that 100%. I mean, look, with Manchester City, I think that look, the reason why Pep Guardiola would rely on John Stones more is because Stones has been there for a longer time, and he's played Premier League football, he's played international football, so you know he will be able to trust him more. Do you think it's the trust factor or just the talent factor or experience or what?
No, it's because Pep Guardiola knows John Stones points more than the rest of the team because some of the all the players are new. Some of the players are new. They haven't been at the club. They've probably been at the club for 4 years. And John Stones been there for probably 7.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that. And look, it's the thing is with John Stones. John Stones is a good defender, but I would say that he hasn't been he hasn't been like brilliant. I wouldn't say that he's been brilliant, but I would say that he's a reliable centre back, and yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't tell me how long he's been in there, but from now he's been in there for 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think that City have got a very, very good range of yeah, I think City have got a very, very good range. Yeah, look, City have got a very, very good range of players and yeah, they've got. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. Look, they've got a very, very good range of players. They've got really good squad depth, and I feel like Pep really relies on the older, more experienced players because I don't really think that I don't really think that he sort of he believes in youth. Is that just me, or do you think that that's a general thing?
Yeah, that's a general thing. I've got one thing to add. He bought 8 from Bournemouth, and he does not do anything. He's on the bench every single game, except from some of the games he's been playing. He's been playing in Man City for a year now, right?
Sorry, who's this? Who?
8. No, 8 for the centre back.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't done anything this season.
No, definitely. Look, yeah, I'll 100% agree with that. I think, yeah, 100%. I think that he. Yeah, look, I think that Guardiola doesn't believe in youth. And even if he did, it would be like, Cole Palmer is one who he's recently just brought in. Or, who else? Um, he played a few of his youth players against the team that they faced in the cup game. And yeah, so.
But the problem is that John Stones hasn't been playing that much, and he has been only playing for Man City for a year, and he's only played 6 matches, and that's very disappointing for me this season. But as John Stones, we can't really say anything bad about him. He's been there for a very long time, 5 years.
Yeah, look, no, I will agree with that. I think that Guardiola loves it too much. I think I think the thing is Guardiola loves his sort of older players a bit too much. And yeah, that's the thing. I just don't know. He just believes in experience and not really much. I don't know. Okay, so the lineups have just come out for the lineups have just come out for the for the Liverpool Tottenham game. One change in the Liverpool side. But before we say that, Riyad Mahrez is coming off for Cole Palmer, who we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And he's just come off and Cole Palmer's coming on. So yeah. But look, I think these guys. Cole Palmer would definitely be someone who Cole Palmer is someone who probably Pep knows, or Pep sort of trusts, and he's played with him for a long time, and he sort of said, look, I can trust you. I've played with you for so long, you've been with me for so long, this, that, and the other. Is that what you think?
Yeah. Yeah, but Pep Guardiola, and
Yeah, the thing is, Liverpool have got. Well, as soon as all these older players retire, I mean, look at Salah. He's already what 29. Firmino's 30. Mane's 29 as well. What if? I mean, the thing is, right? Mane. As soon as these guys retire, Milner, Van Dijk, Robertson, Trent. I mean, Trent will be part of that next generation. Same with Robertson. But as soon as these guys all retire, Allison, then they have that sort of. Klopp has that confidence that he has a backup team. Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Cahomin Kelleher. Do you know what I'm sort of on about?
Yeah. And by the way, there's a substitution for what is it, Newcastle. It's Almiro, a right mid here, and Hendrick, right mid for Emrio.
Yeah. Well, look. Let's just quickly have a look at the Liverpool lineups. Simone, do you want to read it out, or should I? Or
Let me just get it on.
Yeah, look,
So lineups. Tottenham Hotspur 3-4-2-1. Hugo Lloris in goal. Sanchez centre back. Eric Dyer centre back. Ben Davies centre back.
Yeah.
On the right is Emerson Royal. Number 28, Tanguy Nombele. 8, Harry Wings. 19, Ryan says non. I don't know how to say that name, but you can search up on live score anything. Number 20, Dali Ali. 7, Humongous Son. And up top, Mr. Harry Kane for England.
I mean, what do you make of this team that Antonio Conte has put out?
He actually put on a pretty decent team, I can't lie. But Eric Dyer, that's who I'm scared of the most. Because Eric Dyer, as a centre-back, he has not doing very well. Because in the Champions League, he's conceded a lot. 2 pens, penalties, a couple of penalties in the Champions League last year. But still, they have a solid goalkeeper and a solid striker and solid centre mid. So we can't be very worried for Tottenham. It's a very strong team for me. For you?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'll agree with that. Strong team. But Eric Dyer, and that's a brilliant, cracking save from Edison. Not Almiron. Who was that? San Maximan. No, Sean Longstaff sends in a beautiful cross for Callum Wilson, and Edison manages to get a paw to it. So yeah, look. Yeah, I mean, look, just quickly, guys. Miguel Almiron has come off, and my name Jeff Henrik has just come on. So yeah.
I know exactly what you wanted to say.
Yeah, I know. My name Jeff.
Anyway, Liverpool's lineup is Alisson back in goal, Robertson left back, centre back Conte, 32 Matip, Alexander Arnold right back, James Miller centre mid, Keita centre mid, Morton centre mid, and then Sadio Mane left wing, Diego Jota striker, and Mohamed Salah right wing. Nothing's changed, but I would like to see Firmino again up top.
No, I don't actually like Firmino that much.
Yeah, but Klopp, seen in training, it's all about training, how they play. Because last season, a couple of seasons ago, Dele Alli was messing about, wasn't he?
Yeah, obviously.
So he didn't get to play.
I mean, Jose didn't really like Dele Alli, did he? So he was always on the bench, or when there was that injury crisis, Dele Alli had to play up front because there was no Heung-min Son or Harry Kane or. So yeah, definitely. But look, people, 83 minutes in, still 3-0. Manchester City on the attack. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, back to Fernandinho. Interesting. Across to Riyadh. Riyadh across to Raheem Sterling, T-Rex. Across to T-Rex, Raheem Sterling. And yeah, look, City are on the attack. I think they're really, really knocking on Newcastle's door for one more goal. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard for Manchester. It's hard for Newcastle because oh no, I just closed it. Because yeah, it's hard for Newcastle because they've got to cope with such a good team, and they're not a really well developed team who should be able to do that. So
Yeah, but still, like look at Liverpool versus Tottenham. Yeah, who would win that? People would say Liverpool, but these two teams, everybody thinks, oh yeah, Tottenham are trash, yeah. But it depends how, because Newcastle, if they had a very strong brain, and they came up today and smashed everything that they all got, except from playing a lazy game, losing 3-0 to Manchester City, except from coming back from that mistakes you've done, to coming back to 3-2 to 4-3 to win. But like Tottenham is going to try today, aren't they, against Liverpool? Because Liverpool are a very tough team. Aston Villa did really well against Liverpool. They only lost 1-0 because of one mistake, which was a penalty. And you need to really try. You need to put your whole heart in it, not half-hearted on everything you do. Like in football.
yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I think Tottenham versus Liverpool is going to be an absolute cracker. Right, people, we've got just 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. 85 minutes in. I don't know. I mean, City are just keeping the ball. There's hardly any time for a comeback. I think that's really going to seal the deal.
Yeah, they're good. They could be sitting. They could be like sitting on the floor. They'll be easy. It's 4-0. It's 4-0. 87th minute. It's Raheem Sterling. Gabriel Jesus. It's a great assist from Gabriel Jesus.
And thank you for that. Yup, 4-0 to Manchester City. I think that in these last dying moments, I think that I think that Newcastle have just switched off and they've suddenly just scored. I mean, it was a simple goal. Jesus running past their defender. Simple cutback. Sterling's there at the far post. No one's marking him. That's it.
But still, it depends. Because you could actually, come back at this time. It's basically Chelsea Ajax. 4-4 comeback, great comeback. To be fair, that was a great comeback.
That's true.
But still, you never know. Football's crazy. You can literally just get a goal, get the ball, and then the team switches off and they keep possession when someone does a sloppy pass, 4-2, and then they can get another goal from from added time, and then football's crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Or otherwise, it's gonna become 4-1, ends 4-1, but still, Newcastle try to get those goals back.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, go on. What were you gonna say?
And if they got a goal back, they should have done that after the first, and straight from the beginning, getting a goal. You know?
Yeah.
Not just getting a goal very late.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mean, City are just playing the ball around, very, very nicely, very easy. I mean, look, we've had enough of this game. It's 4-0. There's 3 minutes to go. Let's talk about the Liverpool Tottenham.
Okay.
What do you?
It's 90th minute anyway. It's finished.
Yeah. What do you expect? What do you expect the scoreline's gonna be?
Expecting. For me, it's going to be because it's a new coach and he's very good. He's won lots of cups, same as Mourinho, but Mourinho couldn't handle them that much. But for me, Conte can actually get probably a 1-0 head start, basically, or it could be 1-1 at the first half, after the first half, and then in the second half, he's going to probably become a 4-3 Tottenham. I don't know, because it's a very hard score to get, but 4-3, that's my max I can go.
You know what I think? I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw.
A 2-2, why?
I don't know. I just feel that these two managers, Tottenham and Liverpool, teams with so much of pedigree, Conte and Klopp, two of the best managers in the world. I think that Conte has had pedigree for so long, but Klopp, after what he's done with Liverpool, only then has he got that pedigree.
Yeah, but still, Klopp has not won that many cups than Conte. Conte's won tons. I know it doesn't really matter about cups, but really, it depends how good your coach is. Because if you're a coach, if I was a coach, I wouldn't go for Ronaldo and Messi. They're too old. I'd rather go for my youth. Let's see how they play first, and then I might think about different players. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think these Conte and Klopp. Yeah, Conte and Klopp both managers have got so much of pedigree, right? And they're both very famous, very well known. But Conte and Klopp are both very, very similar managers. But the style of football that they play is very different. So I think a possible 2-2 draw or even a 3-3 draw. I don't know. But I think it's going to be 2-2 because the thing is, Harry Kane, when he plays, after a while he'll just switch off. I don't know. He's not very consistent, I feel. Harry Kane. I mean, he'll sometimes have a really, really good spell, and then he'll just suddenly switch off. And when the ball comes in, he'll sort of panic. Have a panicky touch and sort of be like, he won't get his head up and look up and be like, oh no. So where do I go?
Yeah, but still, Harry Kane's old, so he's becoming one of those grannies, granddads. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean.
He's only 28. He's only 28, but still, like, he can lose his mind anytime. It's basically like all strikers. Like Firmino used to be a great striker for Liverpool, and then 2 years later, he's gone. He's on the bench.
I mean, look. Okay, so now we've just had official word, 2 minutes of added time, and João Cancelo, the City right back, is man of the match. Who would your man of the match be, Simone?
Man of the match, it would be, for me, it would be Mahrez.
No, for me it would be Martin Dubravka, the Newcastle goalkeeper.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's kept Newcastle in the game so much, and he's a brilliant player. I feel like the only quality players that Newcastle have are sort of Callum Wilson, Sant Maximan, and Dubravka, and they have Almiron and whatnot. But I feel like these players are. Yeah, Newcastle are a good team. They were a good team with loads of pedigree, but look, I think Dubravka's my man of the match. He did really well, kept Newcastle in the game, constantly shouting to his defenders, and I felt like he was giving orders to his defenders, but his defenders wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah, but look, say this. Space
And it's full time. 4-0 Manchester City.
And that was my prediction. Let's go.
Oh yeah, you got your prediction right. Right, everyone, that's it. That's 4-0. Thank you very